All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We are live. We are back for training camp day 6. This is day 2 of going live, day 2 of padded practice, day 2 of Jordan Love in the house. We saw yesterday the defense got off to a fast start, and then stupid piece of crap. And then the offense quickly took over, so we'll see where things leave off today. I just kind of picked this spot as a good starting spot. Unfortunately, USA about to get bounced by Serbia in basketball. I haven't seen anything. I saw a couple updates. I think there was a female swimmer that broke a record. I think she was from USA, so I'm assuming she won a gold, unless somebody broke that record. I don't know. We look awful. Haven't we been kind of struggling in basketball for a while? I haven't been paying attention. I was under the impression, like, back in the 90s, it was just, like, stupid. It was like the Harlem Globetrotters, and then since then, it's kind of been not as lopsided as you would hope it would be. I saw, what's her name? The gymnast did something. I watched a few minutes of that. Somebody posted that on social media, but I didn't really finish it. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to know if that's super amazing or not. I feel like I've watched the same floor routines my entire life, so I don't know. Apparently she's like the greatest of all time, but I don't know enough. Yeah, Matt, I completely understand that. I really do. I haven't, like I said, I've seen snippets on social media. I haven't turned it on at all. And my wife said she wants to watch somebody, what is her name? The Owen's wife. Luigi's Pizza. That sounds good. All right. Let's, we were bad because we didn't send NBA players, but this year we sent like every star player, so we're supposed to be good, but I guess not. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I didn't really see the opening ceremony. I heard. It's funny because like different people only saw certain things, so some people have no idea what the other people are talking about. I don't really know what's going on. The whole thing just looks kind of ridiculous, and it sounds like Paris is kind of a crap hole. There's a lot of crime there and everything else going on. It just doesn't sound like it's going very well. Again, I don't know. It's just what I'm seeing trickle in. I don't know. All right. Coach Matt LaFleur's thoughts on Jordan Love's first practice. I thought it started a little slow, picked up at the end. I think it shows value of practice. Well, thank you for the insight there. Probably could have answered that myself. If he addressed the fighting after a few scuffles in yesterday's first practice, he says every day, every day. He makes a point to say assistant coaches have to fall in line with that too. What is the question? If he addressed he addresses fighting every day. Okay. And then he scolds his coaches. Look, we got some new blood in the building. I don't know who he's talking about here, but we've got some guys on the defensive side that are they're cut from a different cloth. And so I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Matt LaFleur is trying to get them in line. And here's the question that I would have for all of you. Do we want Matt LaFleur to get them in line? I understand Matt's like, listen, we got to tell them that fighting is bad and it's a no-no and you can't do it because people can get hurt and we need the coaches to all be in line with that. But at the same time, the Packers have had a culture of being soft for a long time. And I don't know that I necessarily hate having coaches who have a little bit of an edge to them who are like, nah, F that, go hit that guy. I'm just saying. They're fully padded, dude. If somebody throws a punch, it's going to hurt their hand a little bit. That's it. Throw a hand. I mean, who cares? Who actually gets hurt in a fight anyways? Has anybody ever got hurt in a fight? I've seen more people get hurt in non-contact situations than in a fight. Who's ever got like actually knocked out or had to sit out games because of a fight where somebody like broke their arm? It's never happened. Who cares? Let them fight. They're going to be fine. Nobody gets hurt in a fight. Let's see. It's interesting because I've got the defensive guys yelling at me because they think I'm an offensive guy. I've got the offensive guys yelling at me because they think I'm favoring the defense. It's getting chippy out there. Bullard's hit on Musgrave in 2 minutes is really fine line at practice, LaFleur says. They need to keep everyone safe, is stated and repeated. Right. What else we got here? Tua takes the mic. Don't care. Oh, by the way, actually, let's do this just for fun. I want to see if you can hear this. Yesterday it wasn't working. Tell me if you can hear this. I switched it so that I can share audio through StreamYard as opposed to how I was doing it before. So let me know if you heard that. Did you see Jair was mic'd yesterday? I did, and that was awesome. I loved that. It's fantastic. Packers coach Matt LaFleur said he goes over scuffles and aggression every day we can hear. Perfect. So if there's anything coming up, we'll play it. Said he's concerned with injuries occurring during scuffles. He said there's a fine line between being aggressive and overdoing it. I don't know. Yes, it's loud. All right, sorry about that. Wonder if you can... I always get, my brain gets twisted up trying to think like how things are routed and everything else. I don't think I can control it here because it's not coming through here. I think it's just coming through my... So I don't know if I can control the audio. I'll just have to do it on here or something. Packers are doing one-on-ones today. Okie doke. There will be some one-on-ones today. Malik Neighbors, that's the guy I was saying before, is really having a great camp. Malik Neighbors, again, gets behind the defense. Really, really impressive ability to separate. Nearly makes an acrobatic catch on an underthrow from Daniels. That is the issue. The team's still going to suck. So if you asked me who's going to be the big breakout wide receiver, I would borderline say Neighbors, just because I have nonstop heard, holy crap, this guy's a freak. It's all good. Perry output issue on the back end. Glad you know. I don't know why I can't. That's why I'm not good with like AV stuff. Like, I mean, basic stuff I am, but like whenever I try to set this up, I'm sitting there like trying to visualize. Would you stop? Trying to visualize this crap, and I'm like, wait, in means to the thing with, but then wait, what? I don't understand. I get freaking. I don't know what part of the brain controls that visualization thing. I'm not drunk. It's just coffee. But I can't do it, man. I don't know why. All right, we saw that already. One-on-ones, we saw that already. A bit bullish on Packers rookie safety Javon Bullard. And Evan Williams. Quote, I'm really excited about both of those guys. It all starts. Certainly, they have a skill set, but the mental ability of both those guys being able to retain what they've learned in OTAs. All right, whatever. Excited about Bullard and Williams. Jordan Morgan almost been exclusively guarding Cam LaFleur on the position fit. I think he's starting to feel more and more comfortable inside, but I think he's talented enough that we can kick him outside. So it really seems like it's becoming a thing. First and foremost, because he hasn't been very good. So the fact that they've got him inside and they're starting to kind of see like, okay, he's getting it a little bit. He's getting a little bit better. Maybe long-term he's going outside. Just impression I'm getting, maybe long-term. I think he's solidly set up to be inside, which maybe that's been evident for some time, but it seemed like when we drafted him, the Packers wanted to push him outside real bad, even though we needed him inside, but I just don't think he's ready for that. I have the same lanyard on my keys, actually, the same Packers thing that like has that weird twist on it. Big B, stealing my crap. Let's see what Jordan Love has to say.
Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go, man! Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go! Go Pack, go!
How can you not love that guy? I can't... Listen, I don't know if any of you guys are watching, but there are a handful of people who have dedicated their lives to making sure that Aaron Rodgers is properly respected. And to some degree, I can respect that. But don't allow that psychosis to not allow you to enjoy the fact that Jordan Love is our quarterback. Okay? That's all I would say to you. And stop fighting with Packer fans, man. If you're a Packer fan, root for the Packers. You can't root for the Packers and be anti-Packers fans, anti-Packers front office, and anti-Packers players. It sounds like you're a Bears fan. That's all I'm saying. I get that Matt LaFleur pretty much managed Jordan Love be as a guard, tackle. Okay, great. One-on-ones, we know that. Let's see what he had to say here.
Williams mentioned that pre-snap Xavier McKinney's deciding who goes down and who stays back. Is that autonomy common at that, or is that...
I love that Evan's giving away our secrets. Yeah.
Williams mentioned that...
First of all, that's kind of crazy that that's happening.
Pre-snap Xavier McKinney's deciding who goes down who stays back.
So Xavier McKinney is out there calling the shots. But yeah, it is pretty funny that Evan Williams is giving away everything. Shut your mouth, dude. Seems like LaFleur was pretty unhappy with Love's performance yesterday. He said he picked it up at the end, but he seemed upset about it from what I could tell. I mean, it's understandable, but at the same, I mean, usually Matt LaFleur is the one saying calm down. I would tell Matt to calm down. I think it's just generally getting chippy. I think he's frustrated that the defense has been running circles around him, and I think he's upset how it started, but it was like one series of plays, and then Jordan came out and carved up the defense, so I mean, if it happens again today, okay. But even then, it's like I said, it's a new defense. It's very unusual, not just for the Packers who are used to going up against Barry, but for the Packers against anybody, because not a lot of people run this style of defense. It's much more common to have the Joe Barry, Vic Fangio, too high shell type of defense that's more off and passive and zone and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to take a little while to kind of adjust to it. I wouldn't super panic. I don't know. If you're talking Jordan Morgan, the quote was they would let him compete outside or work him inside. Then the Tom injury happened. Myers personal move. Ryan Jenkins inside. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to think what would have happened if Zach Tom was there and Josh Myers was there. You would assume Morgan would be getting rotated more at tackle and they would try it. But I think with all the injuries, it's kind of changed that trajectory, but also at the same time, I do think Morgan has been struggling a lot, and I think his shot of being used as a tackle is diminished to basically zero at this point, and so they're trying to get him really comfortable at guard to hope that he can be our starting guard, which is what we all hope, and then it's just my perspective, more of a long-term shot at seeing if he can move to tackle, but for right now, if they can just get a competent guard out of him, I think they'll be happy. I'd be completely fine if Morgan played guard. I think that's the best case scenario for our O-line if he can be serviceable. I agree. Especially when you get, Tom back and everything else. Unbelievable catch from Malik Neighbors again. This guy. I'm so glad that the rest of that team sucks, so we don't really have to worry about it. Jaden Reed riding his bike. Gibson. Kendrick Bourne. Here's the Giants. Here's Malik Neighbors. Let's see what everybody's talking about. See too much from that. We'll assume it was great. Dalton Kincaid touchdown. Was that caught? Oh, no, it wasn't. I was going to say, that'd be crazy. We saw that quote already. Who gave Ja a mic? Here we go. Here's some mic'd up Ja moments.
I ain't slime me up. Ha! My dog KC. He about to get a sack today. And he gonna give me some of his signing bonus. I might up today, so talk to him about the portals.
The portals, man, something that only aliens can talk about.
Dang.
Damn, G, you strong as hell.
What the heck was that? Who
Nah,
was
you
that?
good? I like that. I love. Oh, my turn! Woo! What? Woo! Woo! It don't matter who at quarterback. It's on E. Made that boy fumble, man. He talking all that. Yeah! Yeah! Come on, man. Hey, boy, don't play with me today. I told you. Hey, J-Lo, welcome to practice, boy. It was one of them days now. They had me teed up. Had me from the warm-up.
Maybe squeeze y'all.
No, like that.
The Bullard pick. Pick 6.
Oh, I'm tired now.
I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Here's my neighbors again. That's the same one, just a better angle on it. That was pretty good, but I think that's just a pretty standard NFL catch, I'd say. You got to make that catch, right? It's a great throw, actually. Myers is back at practice. Love to see that. There he is, big man. Hope he's doing all right. Daniel Jones cooking now, see? There you go. Caldwell Corner says he wants to put 1,000 down on Daniel Jones to win MVP, man. I can't imagine what the odds are. I'd look it up, but crazy how much money you'd win. Somebody should look that up, let me know. How much was $1,000 on Daniel Jones MVP be if that paid out? Okay, that's a weird comment. Matt LaFleur rolls into Packers back like an A-list celebrity with impeccable eyebrows. Okay. Fair enough. More Daniel Jones. A lot of Giants highlights today, huh? Told you, man. Here we go. USA basketball through one quarter versus Serbia. There's what you were talking about, Caldwell. But he said to everyone, absolutely no filming, and if I catch you, I'll make you delete it in front of me. Caldwell, are you at the practice right now? I know you said you might be. I thought you said that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, 1,000 might be a little stiff, man, because you got to assume you're throwing that money in the garbage, unless you got money like that. I don't know. Maybe put $10 down. Probably still pay out pretty well, I'm just saying. Pass it to Chile at the left-hand side. It's a good song, man. Whoo! 300K. Good Lord. Jeez. Ay, ay, ay. Going to the 13th and 14th practice. I got that up right now. Bam! Right there. 13th and 14th. Here we go. So we got today break. Then we got our 3 days. Then we got a break. Then we got family night. I'm excited for that. I love me some family night. Family night's cool because the whole family actually, like my family likes it. Nobody except my son and I are actually Packer fans, but the whole family loves to watch Packer night. You got the fireworks afterwards and whatnot. It is a cool thing, even if you're not there, but especially if you're there. Then it starts to get a little bit more sporadic. We got 2 days off, which is stupid. Then we got 2 days on, 2 days off, and then bam, Cleveland Browns away. 2 days off, 2 days on. 3 days off, Broncos away. Then off, on, off, on, off, Ravens at home. And then we start getting into the 53-man cutdowns. We'll have to start talking about that relatively soon, but you got to roll through all this stuff. One of the things that's going to be interesting, because I haven't heard really anything, aside from maybe like Dimitri Stanley or something. Who are some of the guys like way down here that we're hearing about? I know it's early. Can't wait for the Browns game. But like, when are we going to hear about Julian Hicks? When are we going to hear about, any of these guys that are kind of coming in young, any safeties, any corners? Well, who are the UDFAs that are going to kind of make a name for themselves? I haven't heard anything. I have another 8K points, so if I win, I'll pass you the tickets. I'm not sure what we're talking about anymore. That's fine. You guys are having your own conversation. It's all good. I'll just leave you guys to it. So I think we're in the dead period right now. The team kind of rolls out on the bikes, and then they hang out, and then they come out a little bit later. So there's a phony charge. Oh, that's random. Sure thing, JJ. Although I always forget everything, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Pass it to chip on the left-hand side. Pass it. That's going to be in my head all day, man. You are such a jerk. Here we go. We got some Got a little bit of this here, huh? Got some people sending me some goodies. Jack in the house. Very good. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that. So the boys are out, or is that just coaches? I think it's just coaches. They're getting everything set up. I'm seeing kicking nets out there. I don't know if they're going to start kicking right away or if that's just how it usually starts out. I don't know. Nerfing. LeBron just threw a pass to KD who wasn't looking, and it bounced off his head, and they turned it over. That should tell you how USA looks right now. That's freaking embarrassing. I mean, I don't watch the NBA. There are very few things I could care less about than the NBA. Maybe baseball. I don't know. I cannot stand either of those sports. It is embarrassing though as an American because it's like, I mean, I understand if we don't dominate soccer, it's not our main thing. I mean, if we do well, that's awesome. If we don't, it's like, well, that makes sense. That's their whole thing over there. Dude, nobody even does basketball. I know they have basketball over there and they do, but that's not even like the NBA is basketball. The rest is like the UFL. Like it's all bull crap. What are we doing, dude? You should. I'm tempted to kind of dive into it to try to understand it, and feel free to fill me in here. Why? Why are they not winning by 40 points right now? Hicks and Stanley were showing out during the mini camp and talked to Packers everywhere giveaway, and not sorry it's already stuck in mine too. Yeah, I've heard Dimitri Stanley's name pop up a ton. Not really anything massively positive, I don't think. I just, there's like, he's on kick return team or something to that effect. I mean, his name has come up. Maybe a couple receptions on like third team or whatever. But and again, it's early, but usually you hear some names like this guy's popping out, like, ooh, the fans start getting behind. I think this is going to be our guy. I'm hearing nothing. I haven't heard a single prediction of like, I like this guy. I think he could really make the team. I hope we start kicking, get it over with. I kind of agree with that. Put that behind us. Here come the boys. To rock a rhyme. Returned after past 2 days with a personal matter. Josh Meyer's back. We're aware. Doop, 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 doop. Tricky. Here's Jack again. So Jack's in the house, man. I'm going to have to add Jack to our list here. Let me do that real quick. Add to the NFC North Jets list. Save. Now, hopefully when he posts stuff, we'll start seeing it here. Because he's been posting some videos of camp and whatnot, which apparently there's a guy roaming around that's going to make him delete everything. But we'll see how that goes. If anybody else, by the way, Caden is another one, is at camp. Got any pictures, videos, whatever, let me know, and we'll add them to our list here so that they can pop up and we can see all their videos. I know Boss was at camp yesterday. I think I caught on to that a little bit too late, but he had some really good videos. So keep your eyes open. If you see anything, let me know, and we'll get them added. Day 6 of Green Bay Packers training camp is officially underway. Oh man, they're out there already, getting after it. I've been starting to look at this Jordan Love contract a little bit, trying to understand it, because like every other time, when you start actually digging into it, it gets more and more confusing, and I don't understand it. There's a lot of nuance in here. For example, the guarantees are $100 million, but there are, how is that phrased? 100.8 guaranteed at signing. Additional 39.5 guaranteed. So they got other guarantees that kick in later to give you the full 160.3 million. And so you say, well, it's actually 100 million, but yet it's nearly impossible for them to not guarantee these. I'm guessing that's just in case of like some kind of a devastating injury. We take a ridiculous cap hit, and then I don't know. I don't really know, but It is what it is. It's kind of similar to that Pat Mahomes contract where you look at it and go, there's no money here, but yet every year there's like a huge chunk that gets guaranteed, so it just continues. Like, you can't ever cut the guy. Helton Jenkins getting a vet day. Okay, well, I was hoping we'd get Myers and Jenkins finally playing out there, but I guess we're going to give him a day off now that Myers is back. Zane Anderson, knee, Deslin Alexander, lower leg contusion, and Keyshawn Banks groin are new injuries. Zane Alexander, who I'm pretty sure doesn't exist. It's essentially a 3, and we'll see. Yeah, that's what I've been saying here. So we got like 2 years of the extension, and then around here is where, but it's a $51 million dead cap hit if they drop out here. So it's one of those things where you can technically get out if things go real south, but it's going to suck a little bit to have a $51 million cap hit. But yes, that's pretty much what we're looking at. Zach Tom is back, baby, says Bama Cheesehead. All right, here we go. Getting started. Looks like another vet rest day for Jenkins. Starting line through walkthroughs. Walker, Ryan, Myers, Morgan, and Tom. Love that. New injuries we already went through. Not like any of that is necessarily devastating. No offense. AJJ, the starter with the safeties and walkthroughs. So that's, I think, his second time starting with Xavier. McDuffie, the starting nickel linebacker with Quay. That's also been pretty standard. McDuffie has been that number 2 at least to start camp, and then things kind of rotate after that. It's for reference. I just like these so I know where we left off. So, in case anyone's wondering why I'm just liking everything. Tricky do rock a rhyme. Well, you're off the hook with the Pass the Dutchie or whatever it is, because it's tricky is now stuck in my head. I got to replace that cable, man. It's driving me nuts. Oh, you son of a bee. I got a question while we're sitting around here, all right? So I don't know if any of you guys do any smoking. I'm talking about meats, not anything else. I am in the market. I'm leaning heavily toward getting a Weber Smoky Mountain. Right now I have a Weber grill and I have a pellet grill. And I've been using my Weber to do like more actual smoking. Weber Smoky Mountain is kind of where I'm leaning. There's a 22-inch for $300 right down the street. Okay? I'm also really interested in a Oklahoma Joe, I think it's called. They got the Broncos. Those things look fantastic, and they're relatively cheap considering the sturdy construction. I think it'd be like $500 for a brand new one. And they've got like the hooks where you can hang like 9 racks of ribs, all that stuff. Super dope, right? Real sturdy construction to kind of maintain the temperatures and all that kind of stuff. And then I found a stick burner. It's a Brazos, which is a $1,600 smoker for $800 several towns over. 800 is a little pricey, but this is 1/4 inch thick, like legit top of the line stick burner. Again, it's a $1,500 stick burner. It's for $800. Maybe could talk them down a couple hundred. I'm just saying, if we're already looking at like $500 drums, $800, maybe I can get them to $700 for an actual legit stick burner. Yeah, I know there's a lot of the Big Green Egg, the Kamado Joe people are real big into that. I should look at. I don't know. There seems to be like a tight knit community. Yeah, exactly. Joe and Egg are basically the same. I mean, a Big Green Egg is a kind of a Kamado grill. Very passionate group of people in that group. But I don't know a lot of people in the general like smoking community that are like, yeah, that's the way to go. And usually it's the price too. Like it's real good at temperature control, but it's freaking expensive. So I don't know. I could consider that. All right, you guys, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. I'm really torn on that, and that's if I get anything. I don't know. Then part of me is just like, just smoke it in your Weber grill. If you just do it right, it'll turn out almost the same. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars. QB1, day 2. Josh Myers back at center after missing a couple days. I'm currently smoking 2 pork butts on my Oklahoma Joe Bronco. Can't recommend it enough. Great smoker for the money. Man, I love those things. I've always loved those things. They've also got good stick burners, too. I like the company in general. I don't know, man. I'm really, really torn on that stuff. The Oklahoma Joe looks super dope. Depending on how much you're going to smoke, but if you can talk him down, that last one would be nice. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the thing. I always thought I would just get a drum, spend a couple $100, and like just that would be the next evolution. Make some really good meat, and then the next step, several years down the line, you drop $1,500 or whatever on an actual smoker. To be able to have one for the price of like a moderately priced pellet grill, $800, man. I mean, go check out the Brazos, man. It's a legit deal. But there's also the situation where I'm trying to convince my wife. I'm trying to get her to buy something so that I have some leverage here. I need to talk to Gudikons, be like, bro, tell me what to do. How do I get this? I've been trying to get her to buy something. We went out for vacation, and they had a hot tub, and she was like, oh, it'd be nice to have a hot tub. I'm like, yeah, dude, we should buy a hot tub for sure. What are those, like $800? She wanted to get like a blow-up one, which is stupid. But if it's like around the same price, it's like, all right, you get that, we'll get that Brazos. So I'm gonna have to get a trailer or something to tow it. But man, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But I don't know. Again, I'm just sitting here going, just use your freaking Weber, dude. It's fine. It's all good. Maybe Jordan. Hey, Jordan, man. I just looked at it. His total cash after this, I believe he's sitting right at about $100 million he's accumulated. So 79, if you look at total. Well, either way, he's at like $98.9 million. So he's pulled in $100 million from the Packers. Bro, can I get like $500? Listen. I've been pumping you up, man. I defended you all those years. Hook me up with the Brazos, bro. I'm just saying. Wouldn't even know it's missing. Or Kenny, or Jair, or any of those guys. Be super good. Be fine. Busted Dutch. Dang it. That one's back. That one reigns supreme, man. It overtook, it's tricky. Wild and crazy stuff. Got the 2 different depth charts up here. Over the Cap has a really good one. This one shows guys in their final years, and then 2 years out right here. Just kind of see where everybody's at on the depth chart, kind of give you an idea maybe where there's some weaknesses. Linebacker is actually kind of interesting too, because obviously with Edger in there, they're giving Isaiah a legit shot, and I'm guessing he gets a contract, but you look at it and go, I don't know about, if you start dropping out Wilson and Welch, and this is a maybe. Kind of understand why you go Cooper and Hopper there. Who do we got? So Kalen King, man. I know he's a draft pick. He's not a UDFA. But I got some high hopes for him, and we're going to be missing some guys. I mean, we obviously have our top 3 or 4 with Stokes. If he gets his contract, if he plays out well. If not, he's gone. Kalen King, somebody I kind of got circled as I'm a fan. Who else, though? Is there anybody here, any of these UDFAs that anybody's excited about? Who have we even heard about? Raylan Goforth, James Esther, Jarvion Howard. I know I heard his name at some point, but nothing much. Messiah Swinson, Donovan Jennings, Rory Starkey, Dimitri Stanley, again, I've said a few times. Julian Hicks. King has been playing in the slot. Yeah, he has been. Which I always thought like that wasn't necessarily for him based on his play style, but if it's his best shot to the roster, I'll take it. I like the guy a lot. He just fits the demeanor of the team. Got Ja. See, they've been working on this press technique a lot. Turn this down a little bit. which I really like. They've been really working on this. You know, the shoulder placement, the hand placement, the footwork. I think that's Ansley, isn't it? One of our many overqualified coaches. There's our linebacker coach over there, I believe. Is he working with a... That must be a linebacker. But, yeah, they've been drilling this a ton, which just gets me excited because, again, we're going to be seeing a lot more of this press man, and it's important that you get it right because the bottom line is we're sending the house, and so it's in those first few moments that you can't let this guy go, so I need you locking this guy up. So this stuff right here is super important. I can't wait to see it, man. I think Jair is going to be real good with this. It's dangerous. That's funny. Is Kevin Durant doing good things right now? Caldwell corner. I don't know. I'm not watching, but that's a good game. Such a good game. Jennings, Hicks, and Deslin, but he's injured, I think. Those are your guys. We'll see, man. A common sight at Packers practice is Romeo Doubs on a route and Christian Watson getting extra work off to the side with offensive passing game coordinator and former position coach Jason Vrabel, who is a southpaw, the more you know. All right. I don't know what that necessarily means. Jennings, if he can get in the mix, Alexander, but he is at a loaded position. I think that's part of the problem is it's hard to find a spot where you find a guy that you like that has a legit shot because you feel like there's a vacancy. Where is there a vacancy other than the offensive line? And which of these guys is actually going to do anything, you know? Again, Donovan Jennings, maybe, but you certainly wouldn't put him at the front, and we haven't heard his name hardly at all. This is going to play more single high, so man is important since those are the strong suits, Jair's. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's you got to be able to do it, or this system doesn't really work. You got to be able to lock these guys down. We have to be able to trust you to handle that man-to-man situation, because if you can't, then everything kind of goes south. But if they can, if you can lock guys up, especially, like I said, in that short window, enough time to be able to get the pressure there, his defense is going to be out of control. But that's a critical linchpin there. But yeah, I mean, as far as, like, you know, Raylan Goforth is a linebacker. Dude, there's no way. we got McDuffie, Quay, Cooper, Hopper, Wilson. There's no way. James Esther, maybe something to keep an eye on, just because it's a heavily rotated position. How big is Esther, by the way? Just trying to figure out. He is 6'2", 208, so he's a smaller guy. So that's not necessarily great for him, because what we're missing are the big boys. You got Slayton and Ford and pretty much nothing else. Esther is competing with Colby, Carl Brooks, Wyatt, and Kenny, who's, you know, I know he's listed as a nose tackle, but I think he's going to be used a lot as sort of that get up the field type of guy. So that's going to be an uphill battle for him. Jarvion Howard, I mean, what an impossible battle, with Jacobs, Lloyd, Dillon, and Emmanuel Wilson just being a stud. You got Swinson at tight end, but Musgrave and Kraft are locks, and they really like Sims and Tyler. So yeah, it's a tough year, and the wide receivers give me a break, man. I mean, it's just there's no way. So we'll see. Somebody might emerge. It's going to take some time. That'll be what to keep an eye on for today. I need an undrafted free agent to emerge. NFL legend in the house. Ice up, son. Travis Glover, Donovan Jennings, and Michael Pratt getting the crowd going before Indies. So we got some names there. It's been a thing. I wonder if the coaches are telling them to do that or something. I haven't heard that before. In every camp, we've had guys kind of hyping people up. Let's see. We got a injury update again. We already know all this. Aside from this, these are the people that are remaining out. Can't wait for these guys to get back. Oladapo, Marshawn Lloyd, and Tucker Kraft. Need those guys back. Jennings had been out with a knee, returned yesterday, I believe. Yeah, so we'll see if he has an opportunity. Cox is looking good, but haven't seen anything yet in pads. Was my pony last year. 4-3 switch might help. I talked about that a lot recently. I was not on the Cox train, which sounds way worse than it needs to. I mean, a lot of people loved him because he should have been an earlier pick, but there was like some off the field stuff. So I think I got overinflated. Like, oh, this guy would be a second round pick. No, he wouldn't. I mean, his violation was like a weed violation. It's not going to drop you out of the draft. But he's a talented guy, and so a lot of people kind of bought into that. I wasn't all the way in, but I agree. Once we switched to a 4-3, and I kind of looked at it, I just thought, Kingsley Enagbare to me was the odd man out because I just don't know if he can thrive in a 4-3. I don't know that he benefits from that switch. Maybe he does, I don't know, but ever since I speculated that Brenton Cox has a legit shot to be the number 4 pass rusher here, I mean, we've been hearing a ton about Brenton Cox. I haven't heard Kingsley Enagbare's name once. Not one time. So, I mean, again, it's relatively early, but not really. I mean, we're pushing, 30% of the way through camp by the time we get done with this? And including, like, the mini camp and everything. I mean, Brenton Cox's name has come up several times. So, again, my hot take right now is I think Brenton Cox will be edge 4. And that's not even to say he isn't better than like Van Ness or something. I hope not. But obviously Gary, Preston, and Van Ness are kind of locked in just based on their status as the top guys. We'll see. I kind of have Brenton Cox ahead of Kingsley right now just based on what they've been doing and the fact that, again, I think a 4-3 switch, like you said, is going to benefit him, and I think it might hurt Kingsley a little bit. I thought Bowden had the best UDFA shot. Turns out not so much. I've heard Kingsley a lot. All right, fair enough. I haven't heard him one time. I mean, I don't think he's gotten a sack. I don't think he has. I've heard a ton of people that have gotten sacks. I know Kenny, Wyatt, Gary has a billion. Preston, Van Ness has. TJ Slayton has. Brooks or Wooden, I don't know, has. Brenton Cox has. I have not heard Kingsley at all. Came off a knee injury way better than they thought. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll check. I mean, again, every day is different, and sometimes these guys kind of break out. They have these big, like, this is a Enagbare day or whatever. It's possible. But I haven't heard it. Here's another guy I've heard a ton about is Edgerrin Cooper. He's been fantastic so far. Jordan Morgan, Jacob Monk came over, hyped up the fans. I dig it. Kevin Durant is so patriotic. I don't know what that means. Javon Baker is lighting up Patriots one-on-ones. Great. So happy for him. So happy for him. All right, I need y'all to do me a favor. All right, real quick. We'll take a little mini break. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell notification. And if you wouldn't mind sharing it around somewhere, that'd be great. If you're currently on X, which most of you are, please make sure you are following me. Hit the little bell notification if you wouldn't mind. And also, please share this stream. Do me a favor. Let's spread this around. Let's spread the love, spread the joy, okay? Help a brother out. If you're on Facebook, likewise, share it with your friends and family. Say, hey, come check this out. Come join this group. It's all about Packers and stuff. You like the Packers. If you don't, you shouldn't be in Wisconsin. You're a dirty, filthy Bears fan. You got to shame people once in a while, you know what I mean? Hey, you want to join? No? Okay, well then you're horrible. You're terrible. Just see how that goes. I don't know. You got to do what you got to do. Was Lloyd's hip okay? I haven't really heard much. From what I understand, it's not a serious thing, but he hasn't been back yet, so we'll see. Wonder how Odemegwu is going to fare. He had a nice mini camp. Yeah, I mean, it was funny listening to Matt LaFleur talk about him last year because he kind of just wrote him off. Like, yeah, I mean, he basically just has to learn how to play football. He's coming over from Africa, but I mean, the guy's an absolute physical. I mean, he's an Adonis, man. I mean, the guy he's got a godlike build. So I mean, it'd be cool if something would come of that. Andy said he had 3 one day and had a sack on a play. McKinney got an interception. All right. Quay Walker doing some stuff. Oosh. Working on shedding blocks and getting to the ball carrier, it appears. A lot of indie time today, which is what we were told was going to happen. Not as fun, but it is what it is. A crew of NFL officials has been at Packers practice this weekend, led by referee Clete Blakeman in the white hat. Players and media will be getting a presentation on rules emphasis. I sure love rules emphasis. Boy, oh boy, do I love me some rules emphasis. Let's see. The Patriots. I don't care about the Patriots. Who was it that was... Oh, the Titans. Some people have been hyping up the Titans a little bit because what's-his-nuts has actually been playing pretty well at quarterback so far. Maybe a team to keep an eye on for those of you that are betting on stuff to happen. Just a thought. I'm just throwing things out there. I don't know. You do whatever you want. It's your money. All I'm asking is that if you win, if you bet $1,000 on a certain quarterback for the Giants to win MVP, and he wins MVP, and you win $300,000, all I'm saying is that I'd like a Brazos. That's all. It's no big deal. Your social media rant on today's pod had me rolling. What did I say? I don't remember anything. Social media rant. It'd be interesting to see if they ever practice the new kickoffs. Oh, yeah, that would be actually really cool to see. I mean, I'm guessing they're doing some special team stuff, right? So they must be. But yeah, it would be interesting to kind of actually see that all the way play out. All right, there's one. Bing. And Cliff. Giving the award to Pratt. I'm just saying. I do what I want. All right. McDuffie playing some Sam yesterday. Could fit pending Quay and Hopper slots. Rodgers fans. Oh, yes. The Rodgers fans. I get a little testy once in a while when people drive me nuts. It's good though. It means we're back in football season, man. You know, you spend a lot of time speculating and running through numbers and everything. I think, I don't know. I would guess that most of the listeners to the podcast. By the way, if you're just hanging out, you don't realize there is a podcast attached to this, Packernet Podcast. Please check it out. I think most people would tell you that I'm probably at my best when I'm just really annoyed and just angry. And because we're back in football season, you start posting stuff. Bears fans come out, Rodgers fans come out, Vikings fans come out, and then they just piss me off, and then we just talk about it for an hour, and that's it. DeBose on punt returns is apparently electric. All right, sounds good. I have heard him a little bit on special teams. Haven't heard anything positive or negative. Big B has him shook. Starting cornerbacks and safeties are working on some press man drills currently. Got to appreciate that. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to see this in action. There's probably going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some bumps. There's going to be some mistakes. And you got to remember with this, probably going to be giving up some big plays here and again, which is going to be sad and upsetting, and everyone's going to be mad. But it is what it is, man. It's going to be fun. I'm ready for a violent and aggressive defense and lots of takeaways. Laughing at the enemy is just around the corner. I mean, we could probably do a mini one. I'll have to check. I doubt anybody's panicking about Caleb Williams having a bad day yesterday, but we could look into it. See if there's enough content to scrape together to have a laughing at the enemy for how much Caleb sucked lately. I'm down if we can find it. All right, what do we got? Watson and Wicks doing stuff. Every time they do those comebacks, if you look on the far side, I feel like it takes way too long. Like, that ball should be there. You know what I mean? Every time he does that, he's just standing there. That's not going to work. Wicks, though, doing his thing. Josh Jacobs working the sled. Pow! Just throwing bows. Oh, man. Just thinking about my smoker that I don't have. Oh, by the way, today's Chicken Thighs Day. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's a great thing when you have a Weber. Just putting them directly over coals. Man, I love me some barbecue chicken thighs. I can't wait. Doing barbecue chicken thighs and rice, man. Some of my favorite. Some of my faves. What are you guys doing today? I know, who was it said they're doing 2 pork butts right now? Who are you feeding? I would love to, like, This is one of my first purchases when I got into this was a pellet grill, and I got like the biggest one I could find, and just unnecessary because I never cooked that much food. Going to church, Rev Trev? Well, hang out with us as long as you can. Bet 1K on Daniel Jones or get trucked by Josh Jacobs. Which do you choose? I mean, the Daniel Jones thing has a potential payoff at least, you know. Getting trucked by Josh Jacobs, not so much. All right, what do we got? Pew! Love it. Touchdown. Super Bowl. Here we go. One of the security people just came up to me and asked, "You aren't taking videos, are you?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." But he legit pats me on the back and says, "Good, don't. I got such a target on my back." That's the funniest storyline of camp right now. Security knows Big B. Last year he was breaking all the rules, man. There were actually several people doing it. But he really got beat up on, which is pretty funny. Built himself a reputation. Well, I hope they're going to get into some teamwork here. I know they're doing a lot of individual stuff. We'll see. Like to get a couple storylines. Otherwise, podcast tomorrow is going to be mostly looking at the contract and what I've found there. There's no talk about A.J. Dillon right now. What do you think about this running back room? I mean, it's a tough situation. I mean, Josh Jacobs is the guy, but yet it's kind of a wait-and-see contract, right? I mean, it's not really, you're not locked in long-term. If Marshawn Lloyd / A.J. Dillon are doing a fantastic job and you can get Dillon for cheap and Josh Jacobs has a year kind of like last year where he was a little bit more meh and not 2 years ago where he was the best back in football, there's an option there. It's not the most likely option, but it's an option. Or we roll with Josh Jacobs, and obviously we're going to roll with Marshawn Lloyd, and we probably end up dumping Dillon in that case. I think it's a little bit of an uphill battle for him because I think the assumption is that he's gone. Unless it's just one of those things where they're like, look, your value is very minimal, but we like you, so we're going to offer you very little money, and if there's no market for him, maybe he takes it, and we just have a loaded backfield. But we also have Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, he's locked up for a while anyways. So, but I mean, again, that's another option that I think the Packers, at least to some degree, like. That's going to make it hard to give Dillon really any amount of money. So I'm rooting for Dillon. I really hope he has a fantastic year. To justify giving him some kind of money and keeping him around. But I'm also really rooting for Josh Jacobs, and I'm really rooting for Marshawn Lloyd. So, I mean, it's a good problem to have, is all I'm saying. And the Packers have a lot of options to go in any one direction that they want. Josh Jacobs does not have to be a long-term thing. A.J. Dillon is not a long-term thing. If Emmanuel Wilson is that dude, great. But we'll see how she goes. We should get like 20 people going to camp dressed up as Big B so they can't get away with it. They'll never know who the real one is. I like that. We'll have to run that by him, see what he says. Even the refs are taking photos with fans here at Packers training camp. That's pretty cool. They're celebs too. Expecting more 12 personnel this year and maybe a little 22 if we keep Pearson or use Dillon maybe. Could be fun. I would like to start using Dillon a little bit more creatively. I've already pitched the idea of him on kick returns. I know he's kind of like a lead blocker in kick returns. I forget what the term is that they call it with this new kickoff thing. I wouldn't mind trying to see him return kicks, period. I would just be really interested in that. Absolutely as a lead blocker. I mean, we've seen him destroy sleds. It's the one thing we enjoy in training camp is watching him just obliterate sleds. Let's let him do that as sort of a fullback, you know. You could even use him as sort of like an H-back, almost like a tight end. You know, because he's a decent receiver. He's got decent speed. He's obviously extremely strong. He's the type of guy that I feel like with Dillon, he's not the greatest. He's sort of the anti-Emmanuel Wilson. I don't know that he has the greatest vision in the world. He's kind of just a guy that you want lined up with linebackers. You want to get him in space. So, yeah, using him as a blocker, having him as a blocker that kind of leaks out and you use him as a receiver, I just kind of like him in that role. Not saying you never line him up in the backfield, but I'm just saying. Orbit motion, please. Yeah, dude. Whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do. Let's get this going. Love to read. I think we already saw that one. It's another touchdown, though. We'll just call it. Guys taking pictures of each other. It's adorable. What makes you most pumped for this year's defense? I'm trying not to be too overly broad, but I'm just excited about the general. I'm excited about the coaches that we brought in, the scheme that we're running, the fact that we're seeing it come to fruition, and just the overall energy and aggression of the defense. Like I said, there's been a lot of talk about that, being more aggressive, being more energetic or whatever, but it never materializes. They still end up being that soft type of defense. I'm excited to actually see it come to fruition. I'm going to pile pulled pork on a cheeseburger and go into a coma. Bro, where do you live? I want to come over. How have I never done that before, by the way? I make burgers on the grill. I make pulled pork all the time. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm such an idiot. Safety alignments that we can utilize. Jalen Wright, another hard decisive run, blah, blah, blah. Getting some other team updates on here. So I've got NFC North plus the Jets. Those are like the beat reporters, but then I also got 32 beat writers that I'm following on here. He kind of retweets a lot of stuff from around the NFL, so anything kind of big and interesting will catch it. Are there no team periods today? I don't know. They talked about one-on-ones. I don't know if it's exclusively one-on-ones or what, but I mean, it's already like 11:30, so I don't know if they're going to be wrapping up pretty soon. This may have been kind of a toned-down period with the day off tomorrow, maybe kind of ramping back down, giving them a little bit of a break after the heavy-duty pads yesterday, which, again, would kind of suck. We're not going to get a ton from this, but it is what it is, I guess. Do you and your family watch the Olympics? We'll pull up clips on YouTube once in a while, but we're not going to sit down and just watch the Olympics like on whatever. I think my wife wants to watch, what's her name? The gymnast. But other than that, I keep up to date on Is America Winning? I saw that there was I think a female swimmer got gold. I think she broke a record or something. Always excited about that. Embarrassed to hear that we're losing in basketball or lost or whatever. I don't know. Stupid. But no, we're not going to sit down and watch the Olympics. It doesn't really. It used to interest me. When you were a kid, for me anyways, in the 90s, back when there were just events, it was a huge event. Like it was, you very rarely see it. It comes on, you sit down, you watch the Olympics. But today there's so much content everywhere. I don't know, I'll just flip a little thing on YouTube if it's interesting. Can't wait to see how this new kick return works. Yeah, I know. That's what some other people have been talking about that already. It would be nice to get a little bit of that. I mean, obviously we'll see it once the preseason rolls around, but it'd be nice to kind of catch a little bit. Going home and Googling hedgehogs. Great. Nobody cares about the stupid Bears. I can't wait. I hope this team is so bad. I really hope that team sucks. I know LaFleur said they would practice end-of-game scenario, but I don't know if that means full drives or something else. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I'm guessing, if it starts at 10:30, we got an hour down. Maybe there's 30 minutes left. I don't think they'll go much longer than that. We'll see. Thoughts on the kicker battle? I think Anders Carlson's got it locked up. I think he pretty much always had it locked up. There was a very small chance in my mind that Anders just looks awful and somebody else looks really, really good, especially a young guy. And there's kind of a battle that the Packers have to kind of work through. But right now, he's having a great camp. I think in my mind, it's over. I mean, we'll see if he implodes at some point, but this thing's been over. Professor Cakes says, I've had handball on in the background. It's kind of growing on me. Handball. I feel like I've played that before. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. How do you play handball? Is that I'm not even going to guess because I'm going to sound stupid. I can't even keep up with all the different events anymore. I feel like they're adding more and more events. How long has handball been in the Olympics? Because I don't remember ever seeing that. All right. Edgerrin Cooper, what you doing, man? Again, working on the shed and tackle. Wrap them up, drive through them. Dig it. Bunch of hugs between the O-line and D-line prior to one-on-ones. All right, here we go. Let's do it. So now we're going to get into the trenches, it sounds like. So this will be cool. We'll get some updates on... We'll get some Inigbare updates and whatnot. I'm guessing that's what we're doing. So they're... Just so you know, I love you before I kill you. But yeah, we'll get some trench battles here, I think, is what we're about to get into. I actually appreciate the music in camp today. They must be letting the old people take over, because usually they got like this modern rap music that it's like, I don't know how anybody listens to this. It's just the worst. I'm kind of shocked they haven't added video games to the Olympics. I almost thought they'd been talking about that, or at least some kind of a thing to the Olympics. That would just be, I think that would be terrible. I really do. As a video game enthusiast, that would be awful. I just think the Olympics are a very physical thing, and to see people, some 300-pound dude covered in grease just, I won, give me a gold medal. No, dude, we're not doing that. No chance. The Badgley tearing his hammy. Do you think the Lions might swoop to get their old kicker back? And handball is, well, handball. Right, yeah, I get it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess it would make sense. He's struggling, but I like everything about him. I can't, what is the guy's name? James Turner. I usually I don't like these long shot guys, but I was kind of all in on James Turner, man. He checked every single box you could ever want, but he's just had a rough camp, especially compared to Joseph and Carlson. And, but yeah, if the Packers end up moving on, I don't know. I mean, they cut him for a reason, but still. Here we go. Now we're getting some updates. Here's from Big B. Walker locks up Preston Smith in the first one-on-one. Sorry about this breaking up. I need a new cable here. I should worry about that before I buy a smoker, but I'm just saying, priorities. Clark tosses Sean Ryan after a hood battle. A hood battle? Huh. Ryan with a good comeback the second time around. Slayton runs through Myers twice. That's not a great sign. Jordan Morgan does a phenomenal job on Devontae Wyatt. Love to hear it. Again, we haven't heard a lot of, this is where the individual thing is cool. We know the offensive line's been getting the crap beat out of them. Haven't got a ton of updates on who exactly is losing. So I am very happy to hear. Again, I've heard nothing positive about Jordan Morgan. Then it just kind of went dark. I haven't heard anything positive or negative about Jordan Morgan. Today we hear Matt LaFleur say it sounds like Morgan's really starting to settle in. And now we got phenomenal job on Wyatt. It's just one individual thing. But I'm encouraged that we're kind of going in that direction. I hope who knows? He could be a dominant interior guy. Fingers crossed. 2 good reps from Myers against Slayton, so I guess we're 2-2 there. Big man tried to hit him with a spin move, but Myers wasn't thrown off. Good. Ford absolutely smoked Monk in one-on-ones. That makes me a little sad, because I know Ford he's not a mover. He's a I don't mover. But that's all right. I got hope in Monk. Professor Cake says, it's like soccer, but you use your hands. So clearly more enjoyable than boring soccer. It sounds kind of cool, actually. It's not what I was picturing. Could get behind that. Think like lacrosse, I guess. So what do you just hold it? I mean, is there like any kind of like a dribbling involved? Or you just grab it and you're like, freaking just throw the thing? There's got to be I don't know. Dillard beat LVN, so these must be fake. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. I mean, everybody wins sometimes, but don't tell me that. Oh, look at this. Royce Newman gets ragdolled by someone. Well, yeah, there's Evergreen. Come on, man. Lucas, I love you, dog. You got to beat Dillard, all right? That's barrier to entry stuff. You don't make the team if you don't throw Dillard on his stupid face. This is good coverage. I appreciate it. I mean, there's nothing much to it, man. I enjoy going through this. I figured we could kind of hang out and do it together. So if you're down, let's do it. But I mean, obviously anybody could sit here and just go through Twitter. It's more fun with company, you know what I mean? Everyone knows O-line shines when pads come on. Fair enough. Fair enough. You can dribble. Just can't picture it. Everybody's hurt sometimes. Just bull rush him. Yeah, dude. Just use that. That's your one move, Lucas. Just go straight through him. Maybe that's like his one good defense is against a bull rush, so it's a bad matchup. I don't know. By the way, LVN, this is year 2. You need to be able to move beyond just the bull rush. I'm just saying. I know we're all just speculating, but I'm just saying. Here we go. All right, here's a big update from Andy Herman on some of the one-on-ones. Wicks beats Nixon. I love these two because Wicks and Nixon is a fantastic combo. Reed beats Ballantyne on a comeback. Musgrave drop with McKinney. That's not great. Watson nukes Stokes. Stokes fall down on a route. He's having a hard time keeping up with Watson, that's for sure. Understandably so. Sick catch by Dobbs and a comeback versus Jair. Love that. Sims incomplete versus Bullard, overthrown. King good coverage on Turay, overthrown. Who the heck is throwing this crap? Melton can't come up with the diving catch on a bomb versus Valentine. Love complete to DeBose. Gilbert on an out. All right. Great coverage by McKinney, but nice catch by Musgrave. Joel Wilson drops versus AJJ. Had him beat on a corner route. I think the only thing that annoys me on this is you're trying to focus on one-on-ones, but you get drops and overthrows. Like, come on, man. Reed comes up with a contested catch on a great coverage by King. You love to hear it. Just doing it in the slot, man. Reed a bit slow to get up, but looks okay. Careful, King. I like it. I like King because he's a strong, violent guy, but you can't be hurting Reed. Wayne toasts Gilbert for a deep touchdown. There's a name. Nixon near pick versus Wicks. Nixon pick versus Wicks. Say that 500 times fast. As Wicks fell down on his cutback. That's like a tongue twister. Nixon near pick versus Wicks as Wicks fell down on his cutback. What could we say instead of cutback? On his fix. I don't know. Figure it out. Beautiful deep bomb from Love to Turay, who beat Bullard. Pearson catch over the middle versus Williams. Sick route by Dobbs, who crosses Jaw over for easy separation and a nice hands catch. Starkey nukes AJJ deep, but drops a wide open touchdown with the drops, dude. Come on. DeBose beats Valentine. DeBose has had a decent camp. I've been hearing him make some stuff. Melton won his route. Couldn't see versus who. All right. Good stuff. All right. I ain't Larry, but I thought Jorgen Morgan had 2 solid reps while playing guard against Devontae Wyatt in one-on-ones. Colby Wooden showed power and burst against Tenuta. Morgan's a stud. Wyatt is a bust. You know what, Jay? You shut your stupid frickin' mouth. How about that? Packers rookie Jordan Morgan impressed in his first showing of one-on-ones in camp. 2 reps against Wyatt. Morgan stood up Wyatt on both. Great feet. Able to get back as a blocker. Good start. Yeah, I mean, listen, we just got to see more because then it's like, well, did Wyatt suck? If we got to see Morgan go against other guys and just see how it goes. We got to see Wyatt go against other guys. Ideally, Morgan, as we go through, continually stands guys up. Let's see. Morgan still at right guard and team with Ryan filling in for Jenkins at left guard. First play of team. All right, here we go. Rock and roll, son. First play of team. Jacobs gets around the edge for a big gain on a toss play. First time they've hit it. I was just going to say, I haven't heard a run play with any success in a long time. I mean, the linebackers and everything have been all over it. All right. Oh, I got it. Everybody hurts sometimes. I didn't sing it, but it clicked when I read it. Halfley running that 4-2 under. All right. Good reps between Preston and Walker and Gary and Telford, who continue to work as the number 1 right tackle. Evan Williams is good. Wouldn't mind some elaboration, but I'll accept that for the time being. That's fine. Elevated Shine in the house. Just got home in time. Yeah, that is good timing. We just did our one-on-one. It's been an hour of not much happening. Then we got our one-on-ones, and now we're doing some team. Don't forget, Wyatt was very good at pressures last year in limited play. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm leaning toward that's a positive Morgan note as opposed to a negative Wyatt note. On top of, again, in 100 tries, nobody's going to win every single time. You're going to be probably somewhere closer to 50-50. But still encouraging because it's been all positive for Morgan for the last couple hours at least. Come on, give me more content. I need more content. Who beat who kicked who in the gonads. Jair, fantastic coverage on Wicks and team, incomplete from Love. Gary crashes through the line for a run stop on Dillon behind the line. Again, cannot run against this defense, aside from that last play. Bullard all over a toss outside to Dillon. Dillon gave him a good stiff arm to pick up extra few yards. Who knows if that actually would have been a thing if tackling was live. But again, I mean, it's just that downhill defense, man. It's hard, and this is what the Packers have never done. We had linebackers that would stand 5 yards off and they just wait there, and it was easy to run against this team. This is I don't want to say it's the best run defense we've ever had, but it's starting to look like a team that actually is hard to run against. You just got this constant downhill pressure that's just hard to find places to run. Here we got a little scoreboard. 1v1 updates. I don't know who this is. I have to add my friend here to our little list so we can get some updates from him. Let's see. Preston versus Walker, 1 each. Clark versus Ryan, 2-0. Slayton versus Myers, 1 each. Wyatt versus Morgan goes to Morgan. Gary 2-0 against Telford. This is hilarious. He puts LOL there. Gary is such a freaking beast, man. He has been since a rookie. I remember rookie year in camp. Against David Bakhtiari, it was Zadarius and Gary were just unstoppable. Like Bakhtiari couldn't stop him. It was crazy, and of course that was when Zadarius had just this unbelievable season. Gary was kind of third man out, so it didn't work out very well. But Gary's just an absolute beast. I hope he gets unlocked this year. I really do. He needs to stay healthy and just be frickin' unlocked. Dillard 2-0 against Lucas Van Ness. Royce and Brooks split. Monk and Ford split. Tenuta and Wooden split. Kingsley and Igbare. Wait, is that? 1-1 versus Glover. And then Mosley versus Jones. Jones took 2-0. And we're going to add our newest friend here to our list. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to follow him, by the way. All right, add him to the list. Looks like he's got several updates here, so hopefully we'll be getting more good content from him. Van Ness beats Dillard for an easy sack. Love to hear it. And then after throwing the ball away, Clifford throws another pick. I shouldn't laugh because he's a Green Bay Packers quarterback, but good Lord, Clifford. Carrington Valentine come down with another pick. He's had a good camp. He's been quiet for a couple days, but he's really been doing quite well. And Stokes the last couple days, maybe a little bit more on the iffy side, although he is locked up with Watson, who's hard to cover. But there you go. Van Ness gets his against Dillard. We needed that. Let's see. Dillard won his 2 reps versus and Van Ness got a step. Claffer, blah, blah, blah. We saw that. Mastering the art of throwing interceptions on plays he would have been sacked on. My, oh my. Cowboys released Gary and Conley. Soaring interception for Carrington Valentine, leaping in front of Malik Heath to intercept a Sean Clifford pass on the left sideline. Again, I'm going to keep saying this. There's a difference between just like making plays and kind of being in the area and actually coming down with picks. The amount of picks that the defense has actually come down with. Not like pass broke up that could have been a pick or any of that which we get all the time. I would be stunned if there's been a Packers training camp with as many picks as this. Like, we're not even halfway through camp yet, and I would be stunned if there's been a camp with this many picks. Maybe, I don't know. plus versus Morgan. We were talking about before. If Morgan ends up winning that right guard spot, Ryan should take over at center. You think? I don't know about all that, Chief. I don't know. Maybe. Gary changed his body comp this year, and it's scary. Dude, he is scary. I mean, everything about him is scary. I appreciate that, guys. I think he's underappreciated because he doesn't get as many opportunities, and when he finally got his opportunity, he had like that one good year, and then he got hurt, so he didn't, I just think he's got the ability to be an absolute stud premier freak. Let's see. Going to camp on Wednesday and Thursday. I'll tweet how guys are doing using only office gifts. Yeah, and keep me posted too. Send me something on social media. I'll add you to our list, so anything that you tweet out or whatever, we'll keep everybody posted. Is Sean Clifford Brett Favre's son? Dude, when I watched him in college after we drafted him, I thought this is like a Brett Favre. And he did some cool stuff, man. It really was impressive what he was able to do. But it's been mostly interceptions. Pratt with a nice little out route to Julian Hicks. Pratt, who should be our QB2. Nice anticipation from 17. Quay all over an outside toss to Jacobs. Again, you can't. Nixon is really doing a nice job as a run defender in nickel, makes a stop, and there's been a ton of that. Our nickel guys, whether it's King or Nixon or whoever, Ballantyne, even though I don't think he's done anything yet, they've been doing a great job coming downhill and stopping these runs. Interesting first-team rep with only Nixon and Jair on the field as corners. It's kind of, it's bound to happen once in a while, but you don't love it if you're a Stokes fan. Clifford out there looking like Jameis Winston without the touchdowns. Oh, it's sad because it's true. Vikings will pick up Garyon with their depleted cornerback room just so our wide receivers can cook what they have left after the Blackman and Griffin injuries. Yeah, the corner situation, a lot of the stuff over there in Minnesota is rough. I'm trying to be fair to them and say, yeah, the future looks bright, but at the same time, even if you hit on quarterback, you got some work to do there. It's it's a rough situation. Haven't had picks like this since the Woodson and Collins years. No kidding. That was fun, too, man. I remember that. That was wild. Excellent work from Reed to seal the edge on a Jacobs run. So now we got Reed getting into the action. Started tight to the formation. Cracked down on Gary. Love it when wide receivers do the dirty work. That's cool. Luke Tenuta getting reps at right guard with the twos. Moving some pieces around. So, Turtles, I forgot which game it was, but Ryan came in for Myers a couple snaps when he got hurt, and we drove to the end zone. And there is no real breakdown by position, but let me just look at Sean Ryan and just see real quick. So that must have been, was that in the preseason? Because he didn't play center at all in the regular season. He played 213 snaps at right guard, 16 at left guard. Maybe it was preseason. Let me check there. Or training camp. He didn't do that in preseason either. So he hasn't taken any center snaps for the Packers outside of practices. Maybe you're just talking about like the last days or whatever. Not even kidding. A.J. Dillon looks so much faster. His burst is insane. I'm so bought into the A.J. Dillon domination season. I hope so. We'll see. Benny Sapp making his presence known with a big-time tackle for a loss. Wilson was the ball carrier. Sapp won that collision with authority. It's hard to run against his defense. No fights yet today at Packers practice, but still plenty chippy with intense, good balance so far. Here we got our new buddy paired with the Int a few days ago. Sapp is having a nice camp so far. So this is the first year I'm not doing what I usually do, which is I take all these notes, I save them all, and so we can kind of keep a tally on what everybody's doing. It's so much freaking work. I've decided not to do it, but I'm kind of regretting it a little bit just so I can go back and see all the tallies for Sapp and everything else. And like I said, with Kingsley, it's all just off the top of my head, so it's possible he's been doing stuff I just didn't remember. Lions own the North now. Well, yeah, you win the division, you own it until you lose it. Any chance Packers bring back David Bakhtiari? I would say there's less than a 1% chance. If the picks were all because of bad quarterback play, that's one thing. But from the sound of it, the defense is actually that good right now. Yeah, and again, bad passes don't automatically translate into picks. You have to actually go generate those. So I'm just happy about that, if nothing else. I mean, they're getting an assist from bad passes for sure, but the defense has to do some stuff. And you're hearing, when you get more details, it was undercut. It was, people are eyes on the quarterback and go, and that's a Halfley thing, right? You're covering space and you're looking at the quarterback. Helps with picks. Saints game. He didn't play in the Saints game. He played week 9 and then 11 through 18. LA, the Rams, the Chargers, Detroit, Kansas City, Giants, Tampa, Carolina, Minnesota, Chicago. Tom filled it at center a few snaps. Could be Tom you're thinking of. He's thinking Elton Jenkins at guard. Yeah, I mean, he could have been a guard, not in the Saints game, but he did play. I mean, he exclusively played guard. Professor Cakes, the B.J. Raji pick 6 against the Bears was the best ever. That was glorious. That was so good. Here we go. We got some kicking now. Joseph goes 3 for 3. Carlson goes 3 for 3. They're both now 14 of 15. No Turner today. He sits at 12 of 18. So like I said, he's not going to win the job. Anders Carlson was just drafted. I mean, he's almost guaranteed to win the job as it is. He goes 14 of 15. He's not going to lose to a older veteran guy. I mean, we just got rid of Mason Crosby. We're not going to go with Joseph unless it's break glass in case of emergency. Anders Carlson is the future. He is 14 of 15 in camp. You really can't ask for anything better than that. I think the one miss he had was from 50 plus, I believe. So, like I said, it's freaking over. This competition is over, in my opinion. If someone signs Bach, does that affect the cap hit after his cut since he was still owed money on prorate? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. I'm not really sure how that all works. I mean, that's an important question in and of itself, though, is anybody going to sign him, right? I mean, it's just, we're looking at it in terms of, man, if we're in trouble, you always got David Bakhtiari, who's a great option. He's a great player. I mean, this is one of the best offensive tackles over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, however long he's been in the NFL. And of 32 teams, many of which need offensive help, nobody wants to sign Bakhtiari. That's crazy. And he picked 6 against smoking Jay Cutler. Man, I miss Jay Cutler. Man, those are good times. Could always rely on him to throw the ball to us. One of the greatest Packers quarterbacks of all time. Carlson boys seems to do well on their second year. Fair enough. It's my friend's birthday today, and I have to go to a baseball game for it. Should I rethink my friend choices? He's also a Vikings fan, so that answers it. Yeah, I don't know what the question is here. Too old for this. Glad to hear Carlson having a good camp. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think a lot of people wanted him gone, but again, at the same time, we can't get so caught up in like rooting interests that we bet or root against who we absolutely need to be good. I mean, Carlson was drafted for a reason. He's an extremely talented kicker. Having him go 14 of 15 in camp is exactly what we should be rooting for our team to be what it can be. Packers mix it up today, having Carlson and Joseph alternate kicks. Both go 3 for 3, 44, 47, and 50. Anders Carlson might be back. I don't know if he was ever here, but okay. Vikings fan sure doesn't sound like a friend to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd bring him back if his knee is okay, but I would guess he goes the Jets route unless... Well, the other thing you got to consider is the turf, right? I mean, he is like on the forefront of I'm not playing, or nobody should have to play on artificial turf. And so I did this on a podcast before, but I kind of looked at all the options that don't involve artificial turf, and all the obvious options go away. The Jets would be a no. Plus, I think they're kind of set at tackle right now. Dallas makes absolutely the most sense to me. They need tackle help. You got the Mike McCarthy connection. You've got a team that is revved and ready to go as far as Super Bowl contention, but he doesn't want to play on that field. So, I mean, his options are relatively limited, and I think the Packers are kind of out of the question. So, we'll see. And I'm sure almost every team would be willing to offer him something, but there's also the issue of, I'm sure Bakhtiari is saying, no, I want this much money. And teams are like, bro, there's no way, man. I mean, I don't even know if you can play football for a game without having your knee explode. So there's going to be a kind of a holding out period with Bakhtiari. First of all, trying to come back to health and prove to teams that he is healthy and can be healthy. And then on top of that, probably wait for teams to kind of get into panic mode. You get through this, you cut down, the draft picks aren't quite ready yet, and injuries crop up. You become more desperate. The price goes up for Bakhtiari. I'm sure he'll settle somewhere, but in the meantime, it doesn't speak well that he's having a hard time finding a job. I like Walker, though. They're a very, very underrated left tackle. I mean, he's a solid player. I tend to say overrated, but maybe that's unfair, just because I think a lot of Packer fans are all in on him, and I think he's more in the good, not great category. Let me pull him up real quick. I think his biggest issue was here's Rasheed Walker in 2023. So you can see, 74.1 pass blocking grade. There's nothing terrible about that. It was slightly above Zach Tom, which is good. Run blocking is not very good. So again, ideally, this is the guy you're searching for, right? A premier pass blocker that can manage as a run blocker. And I think that's why you draft Jordan Morgan. You're trying to find a premium pass blocker to protect your quarterback. Rasheed Walker is not that. Now, maybe he can become that. This is just year one for Rasheed Walker. So we got to see if he can progress. But if this is what he is as a career guy, this is not who I want long-term necessarily. This is a solid, decent option. It's something that we don't need to panic, but I don't know that I'm 100% settled that this is our guy forever. If we're in the business of signing perpetually injured offensive linemen, might as well give Larry McCarron a new contract. Wicks with a beautiful slant versus Stokes, and Love hits him in stride for a nice pickup, probably around 15 to 18. I dig it. Love escapes pressure, rolls right, hits Dobbs, but it's out of bounds. Jair with illegal contact on the play against Dobbs. Nixon all over an out route to Wicks. Wicks could have had it, but bounced off his hands. Was a diving catch attempt. Nixon's coverage has been improved and noticeable. That's nice. It's a good deal. Drop from Wicks after stumbling out of his break. Perfect laser from Love on the route. Love comes back and hits Dobbs deep down the right sideline. Early Russ seems to be out of Love's system. Love airs a deep ball out to Dobbs. That hands up forever, but Dobbs, I'm guessing that's hangs up forever, but Dobbs airs for it. Valentine misplays it. Big time catch for Dobbs. Penalty on the play, but couldn't tell which side. Blah, blah, blah. Back-to-back plays for Valentine. DeBose beats him on a deep crosser, and Love puts it on him perfectly. Big completion downfield. Again, dude, DeBose. I would say, if anything, this is a problem for our guy, where is he? Samori Toure, who's already, his stock has been plummeting. DeBose, remember, was injured last year through training camp, so we didn't get to see him very much. And so now we roll back around. You've got your top six that are pretty well locked in here. And then if you go beyond that, which is a question mark, I think Grant DeBose has solidly been better than Samori Toure this year. Again, I'm just going off memory. Haven't heard a ton about Samori Toure. I have heard quite a bit about DeBose. In fact, there's been several questions of why is DeBose with the ones? But big play from Love to DeBose, beating Valentine, which is quite an honor. Valentine has had a really good camp. DeBose gets separation across the middle on 3rd and 9, celebrates after with Bo Melton. Third down drill, Jordan Love and heaves a ball to Romeo Dobbs down the right sideline. Just let his wide receiver make a play, and he did. Dobbs leaps over Carrington Valentine for about a 35-yard catch. Man, Jordan is... I need to see this, man. What are we doing here? Let's get out of here. What's up, gang? DeBose also flashing and what you doing over here, Clayton? Aren't you still doing your stream? What's going on, man? Love shaking off the rust better than Alec Baldwin. Oh, no. That's dark. Yeah, we should all just go. Let's just go to camp. I want to see this. I need to see Jordan just tearing it up, man. Holy crap. Larry's signature move. Give him the stinky finger. The Rock would... Oh, my Lord. What? Plow you like an open cornfield. I don't know. Okay, we're getting weird here. Du Bois got some special teams looks too. Yeah, that was the other thing. Is he's starting to get more looks on? I think it's punt, maybe both. I don't know. Clayton and Jacob sent me here. I'm subscribed. Hey, you guys. Appreciate you, Clayton and Jacob. Did they stop their stream already? They ended it. I appreciate though, Gerald Lee. If you guys are new here, thanks for hanging out. Follow his lead. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe. All that stuff. I'd really appreciate it. If Clayton happens to not be doing his stream, I guess you can settle for me. That's fine. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Prince Capsaicin. I thought DeBose more a problem for Heath. Pretty similar. Toure, different skills. I guess I'm just thinking in terms of if they're going to keep another guy, which is probably relatively unlikely anyways on the 53, if I had to guess, if we're looking at this, you got Watson, Dobbs, Reed. Oh, yeah, that's right, Malik Heath. So there's 5. Bose, Wicks, and then, yeah, I guess I forgot about that. I guess if you were keeping 6. So I would put DeBose ahead of Toure. Again, I understand different skill set and all that, but if we're just talking who makes it, I think DeBose is ahead of him. Is he ahead of Malik Heath? That I don't know. He's definitely at a better camp than Malik Heath, but I don't know if you put him squarely in front of him or not. Invasion from Clayton stream. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Appreciate y'all hanging out. TOFT. What do we say that was again? That is too old for this. Last time I saw TOFT, I'm looking up, what is Toft? They're like, oh, it's a British slang. Clayton Chase all over here. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate y'all hanging out. Appreciate Clayton for sending everybody over. 95% of the time, the stinky finger works every time. Really feels Wicks has had at least one notable drop per day, and it's becoming noticeable. One thing that has to get cleaned up. Yeah, that's not good. I don't think that was a problem for Wicks as much, so I'm hoping that doesn't become a thing for him. We already saw that. On the flip side, DeBoe's really coming on. We saw that as well, that's for sure. Starting offensive line with Jenkins on veteran rest, Walker, Ryan, Myers, Morgan, Telfort. Did we just go backwards for an hour? Because I feel like we learned all this a long time ago. Nixon just walked by DeBose during a special teams period and gave him props on a route. Not a bad thing to have. Boom, just drilling it. Send that to Bears fans right there. Network is all they really care about. Networking. Am I right? Oh, geez. You all are regretting coming over here now. Clayton and Jacob sent us from PTA. Well, they're good people. That's why they did it. Let's see. No way there's a 6th. I was talking football. You can't say that The Rock is going to plow you on, well, it doesn't matter. My stream probably is about to get shut down any minute. Poor Rock. He seems like such a nice guy. Getting verbally abused by Dave's MX6 Garcia over here. I'm thinking they got to be wrapping up pretty soon here. We're coming up on noon. That's going to be an hour and a half. Looks like we're getting into net drills here. Drilling the net from... Jordan, this is... From what it sounds like, I don't know. We just kind of went through what they had said. Maybe I missed something. It sounds like he started off slow. He got hot in the second half, and then this entire camp, for the limited time that they did stuff, he was just on fire. There were a couple of overthrows where I didn't know who the quarterback was in one-on-ones. Maybe a couple of those were him. But it sounds like Jordan is he's ready to go. He's lighting stuff up. We'll find out what Matt LaFleur and everybody has to say. That's my impression. Wicks is getting some play inside too, so Toure doesn't have much of an in on this offense right now, numbers-wise. Yeah. It's been a long shot for him for a while. I don't think Toure, he had that one big play that everybody was excited about and thought he was the next coming of something, but every time a wide receiver comes in, it seems like he leapfrogs Samori Toure. That's what she said. There it is. Wicks' pass was behind him. Can't blame him. Yeah, I didn't see it, so I don't know. You think DeBose has a year like Wicks last year? I wouldn't take it that far. That would be an extreme jump. Because Wicks was, he got put on the national scene as a really solid route runner, and that separation metric that kept showing on social media, being one of the best separators in the NFL. Having DeBose do something like that would be pretty wild, but having a good camp can't hurt. I'm guessing this is all what we already saw a long time ago. I don't know if Paul Brettel is just unloading all his tweets that were supposed to get sent An hour ago or what? This is the kind of Packers homerism that I certainly can appreciate. Right there, that says Super Bowl, boys and girls. Back together. Back together. Well, see the smiles? Right there? That's how you know it's the off season. Oh, I'll have to tweet that. I'll save that for later. DeBo's college tape looked like he could develop into an X with that big body type. Yeah, I remember seeing that. He's a big body guy. Kind of got that, you could say Wicks, but I would almost say more of a Romeo Dobbs kind of feel to him. You know, there's enough speed, but not blazing speed. Kind of go up and get it 50-50, good in the end zone kind of a guy. I hear that as Clifford was trying to throw into the net, he was picked off by the field goal post. Oh, it's funny because it's true. What do we got here? Uh-oh, somebody's breaking the rules. We got video. Breaks the pocket. Jordan! How? That was beautiful right there. Look at this. Got pretty fast pressure, right? Right there, pocket's collapsing. He sees the escape route. That's like vintage Aaron Rodgers stuff. Let's step up in here and find the throw. And then, beautiful throw. They said no. I don't know, man. Maybe that heel's on the line, but you could argue that heel... Sorry, Alicia, I can't talk to you right now. I think that heel came down later. I think that toe's already touched. I think that's a catch. That's what I think. I think that was a beautiful play. Here, what else do we got? Oh, my good Lord. All right, you all talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Watch this play a lot. All right, I got out of carrying groceries, I think. Thanks, everybody. I owe you one. All right, what is this one? We just watched this one? I wasn't paying attention. What happened? Somebody catch me. Was that, what, a Bo drop one or something? Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking at. Who was that? I don't know. Good play. Can't stop Jordan, man. That's all I know. All right, what do we got going on here? Rock can go cry in his bed of money. Fair enough. Javon Bullard making more plays, is he? Behind here a little bit. Throwing piss missiles. Okay. I swear. DeBose was a good player, just the injuries robbed him last year. And that's the thing, like, if you're injured, especially as a guy further down the depth chart, but if you're injured and you kind of you're just kind of done. You know, you get lost in the shuffle. They're not going to bring you up in the regular season. They're focused on winning football games at that point. So yeah, you kind of just miss out. And that's what I'm a little bit worried about with our boy Marshawn Lloyd here. Because we have Josh Jacobs, we have A.J. Dillon. If Marshawn Lloyd misses almost all of the training camp, which I don't think he will, but we're already 6 practices in, I'm a little concerned that we're just not going to see much of him in the regular season because they're going to be focused on the guys that are here that know what they're doing. We're going to build a game plan around you, and that's just the way that's going to go. Is Jonathan Ford too expensive to be a nose tackle on another team? I don't understand the question. Yay, someone brought a potato to record. Nice. All these people who don't want to get in trouble will send it to Boss for him to show us. Yeah. Is Boss is he doing it again? I'll have to look at, we'll have to add Boss to our list here, see if he's doing stuff. Basaraski. What's he doing over there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got it all over here, son of a gun. It's a good call. I should have people doing that for me. Send me the videos. I'll post it. I don't give a crap. Actually, send it to Boss. I'm busy doing a stream. All right, let's add him to our list so that we get his updates. Bing, bang, boom. Save. All right, dope. All right, now we got all the boss videos coming in. If there's any more. We'll have more for getting that ball off. You guys are just trying to use the innuendo now, aren't you? Need a review system in practice. That's what I'm saying, man. We need to review that. I think it was 2 feet in. Boss had this clip yesterday of Dylan. He looked quick and twitchy for some reason. Been hearing a lot about that. I bet Clifford plays with his cleats laced together. Maybe that's the problem. I think we just figured it out. That's what we've been missing. Good chance Packer security has some sort of picture of Big B floating between them like he's on the FBI's most wanted list. Devontae Wyatt is such a freak, chasing down Sean Clifford to the sidelines. His movement at his size is so fun. I'm telling you, dude. Everybody wants to count out my boy Wyatt. Get in my face. Perfect time for a video. I was admiring the athleticism of Olympic beach volleyball. All right. Driving early when you were talking about Olympics. The name of the gymnast is Jonathan Owen's wife. Damn it. I thought I was actually going to remember. Not worried about Lloyd. He was a third. Worried about Oladapo, but they knew his foot prior to the draft. And I'm not as worried about Oladapo either, because I think his odds of actually contributing a ton were limited anyways. But whatever. He's the human LimeWire. That's funny. Ford, Myers, Dillard, and Newman are all bums. Ford, Myers, Dillard, Newman. I'm in on that. Aside from Myers, I want to give him another shot. He was a decent center for like 3 years. He sucked last year. If he can kind of bounce back from whatever the heck his problem was last year, then I'm all in. If not, then yeah, he's going. I just call him Simone Biles' husband. Okay, Simone Biles, that's her name. Lloyd needs to work on ball security before he gets playing time. And that's, again, I'm excited about him. I don't think we see a ton of them. Fun young guy lineup on defense that includes Enigbare, Wyatt, Brooks, Van Ness. And then you got Hopper and Cooper at linebacker, King and Valentine at corner, Williams, Bullard at safety. Nice. Eric Wilson somehow snuck in with the young guys. Interesting. Remember I played football in middle school, and I was one of the taller kids, and they were like, we should just have a package with like all the big kids. We never actually used it. We might as well. We didn't win a frickin' game. We just get creative, do something interesting for crying out loud. 2 coverage sacks for Lucas Van Ness as Packers secondary giving no quarter in twos. I dig it. We're well past an hour and a half here. We're an hour and 40 right now. I love it. Still doing some teamwork. MIA, ticket to the house. Ticket to the house, ticket to the house. Boom, 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 boom. All right. How long does Nixon keep the slot position? I mean, he's playing well. I think the Packers want him in the slot. I don't know who he's necessarily going to lose it to. I like King, but I don't think he's going to take it. I don't think any of the safeties are going to move down into the slot. They haven't really even been cross-training that at all. So it seems to me that he's got it pretty well locked down, but we'll see. Nickel. It's fine. It doesn't matter. We know what everybody means when they say words. Take it to the house. Take it to the house. Are we wrapping it up? I don't see anything for a little bit of a ways. We'll see if they're shutting her down or not. They just gave me the ball and called me Speedy Gonzalez. Didn't realize it was a little racist at the time, but F it. I was a fast Mexican running back. They had, my friend was on the team too. I just remembered that from elementary school. What the heck was his name? But it was the same thing. He was a Hispanic dude. He was really fast, and he was our running back. Didn't call him Speedy Gonzalez, but it would have been a good name for him because, just it's appropriate. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Watching Nixon blitz from the slot. Yes, dude, I love it. Love delivers slant to Reed with Preston in his face. Good for 20. Man, you can't stop the man. You can't stop him. Put pressure in his face. It doesn't matter. You can't do it. They can shoot me, but they can't kill me. Right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm winning anyway. I'm winning any friggin' way. First one in the comments. What's that from? It's not an exact quote, by the way. He doesn't say mutter fruggin'. More people I add to the list, the less updates we get. Getting tired of looking at this GIF. Can we get some kind of an update so we can move up? Giving me a migraine. Jaden Reed beats Nixon on a deep crosser, a play that's worked well today. McKinney with the conversation with Nixon following the play. Rashawn Gary with another insta-sack. Ho-hum, just another day. Can't stop that man. Jordan Love with a nice pass across the middle to Jaden Reed. We heard about that. Nixon puts Dylan on his behind on a collision right after the catch. You know, as much as I like Dylan, and I want things to go very positively for him, my biggest issue is that he doesn't play like a big dude. I understand when you're just standing still and somebody hits you, you fall down. But I just, Eddie Lacy was a big dude that played like a big dude. He would knock people down. Dylan, I struggled to find him with more power than just Aaron Jones generally had. When you're 5'7" and can squat 525 running a 4.4, yeah, then I blew out my knee. Dang, that's pretty intense. Does Valentine, Stokes, or Ballantyne take the opposite cornerback position across from Ja if the season's... It's Stokes. If the season was tomorrow, it's 1,000% Stokes. Wish they had those cool knee surgeries or that they were recovered in 2003. Just go to the For You page and you'll see some wild stuff instead of Jack Nicholson. Dude, if I go to the For You page, I won't see the Packers anymore. The Packers are gone. Keyshawn Nixon just laid out Dylan. Lucas Van Ness been having a nice day, but jumped off sides. Offensive tackle takes a 5 yards, so no free play. Jordan Love is back. So too is his hate count. Gets Lucas Van Ness to bite on 3rd and 9. Drake May's best throw of summer, which isn't probably saying very much. Actually, let's watch it. It was pretty. That was pretty. How long do you think Lloyd will be out? I don't know, man. They always say, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that serious." They say that for 10 guys. 2 of them will be back tomorrow. 5 of them will be back next week. 1 of them won't play. He'll be out for the season. You never know. Wilson and Dylan, who's your pick? Sounds like Wilson. I mean, Dylan's just he's a better athlete. He's a bigger guy. He's stronger. He can run. He can catch. He can block. I think Emmanuel Wilson's just more of a runner. He's more of just a pure running back, but damn, he's good at it. He's really good at it. Stokes with Valentine as a backup. That's correct. Sean Farva. They control Wilson's contract for 2 more years. Dylan is a free agent after this year. That's correct. Ballantyne has play inside recently. Yes. Kalen King. Yeah, so Kalen and Ballantyne, I think, have been the 2 that have been working inside with him, and it just seems like, hello, Kalen King. Great break on an underneath throw from Love for a house call. He picked 6, Jordan Love. Ooh, just as I say it's locked up for Keyshawn, Kalen King, he's been making a name for himself, and I very rarely am that guy that's like, ooh, that undrafted free agent or that 7th round pick or that 6th round pick, that's my guy. Kalen King was kind of my guy. And I've been saying Keyshawn he's kind of a good, not great, kind of one of those where he's a placeholder until you can hopefully find something better. Not saying Kalen's that guy, but man, he's been having a camp, and Love has been really, really good for a long time. I mean, 1.5 camps for Kalen King to jump a route and pick 6 Love. Good Lord. I like Kalen King, dude. Hey, you know what we should do sometime? we'll hang out and just watch some Kalen King clips. I can't do the all 22. I did that once. I put all 22 on. Within 1 second, I got a hard strike on my channel, which is one of the, usually it's like a copyright thing. Like, oh, you're not in trouble. It's no big deal. We're just going to take any revenue. And I'm like, that's cool because I wasn't going to make any revenue anyways. But you put that all 22 up there and boom, it instantly, like you get 2 more of these strikes, we're shutting your channel down. So no more all 22 on YouTube. We could do it on X though. We just maybe put it on Facebook and X, and then YouTube just gonna have to suck it up, I guess. I'm not gonna watch anything. Kalen King steps in front of Jordan Love, pass intended for Christian Watson. Bro, he's covering Watson and pick 6 Love. Holy crap. Takes it the other way. Not a pick 6. Love cut him off before the zone. Whatever, close enough. Impressive play for the 7th round rookie. Whew. Hopefully somebody's got a video of that. Dang. Let's see. I'm reminded of a video from Love's rookie year. McCollum missing a throw in the net badly. Indoor practice. Everyone buried him. Now he's on top of the world. Makes you wonder how many quarterbacks in the NFL are irreparably damaged over the years. I remember that. Well, that's why I make that joke about send it to Bears fans, because they just kept laughing because Jordan missed a net. And then they show Justin Fields hitting a net, and their net is the size of my freaking basement. That was how they knew. Joseph, good from 51. Anders missed wide right, so Joseph takes the lead. So we got 15 of 16 for Joseph. Carlson now 14 of 16. Again, no Turner, so he is 12 of 18. Do I think this changes anything? Not a damn thing. Carlson is by far in the lead, in my opinion. All right, here we go. 2-minute drill for the twos. 1st and 10 at the 30. 1 minute, 5 seconds, 1 timeout. Clifford immediately... You can't freaking make this stuff up, man. You can't make this crap up. Hey, I'm happy for Evan, who now has his 3rd freaking pick of camp. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my good Lord. Immediately throws a pick to Evan Williams. A nightmare offseason for Clifford continues. He might not make it through camp, man. I didn't think I would say that, because he's a drafted guy. It's year 2, but stuff happens. Pratt's looking good. This is as bad as I can recall for anybody in camp ever doing anything. It's hard to overshadow how bad Dillard's been, but good Lord. 2-minute drill, 1st and 10, minute 5, you throw a pick. Jeez. First play at 2 minute in the twos, Evan Williams picks off Clifford. Clifford picked off by Evan Williams on a pass across the middle. First play of number 2's 2 minute, end of drill, 1's up. By the way, can we just put Pratt in with the twos? Enough is enough. If you don't want to cut him, fine, but he is number 3. I don't give a crap if Pratt doesn't know the offense yet. He hasn't been here yet. I don't care. He doesn't throw picks every freaking play. Put in my boy Pratt. Pratt, by the way, was my other guy. Kalen King, Pratt. Who else was kind of my guy? I think that's about it. I like Bullard and Lloyd and all those guys, but it wasn't I really put my stamp on him. Edgerrin Cooper, I was really big prior to the draft on him being the top linebacker. I was all in on that one. All right. Best catch of camp by Wicks. Pulls down a 23-yard rocket from Love. Yes, we know all that already, Wes. Thank you. Beautiful throw from Jordan Love to Wicks. Ball bounces off Wicks' hands and somehow manages to catch the ball on the sidelines. Great play from Wicks. Maybe don't drop it. Great concentration by Wicks on an out route. It was knocked in the air by somebody else. Made sure he caught it. Newman at right guard with the 1s in 2 minute. That spells danger. Danger, danger. Royce at right guard with the 1s. Where's Morgan? They pull him or they move him? What do we got? Ballantyne, Kalen King literally got Twitter for Packers updates and to follow 2 musicians. Somehow Twitter thinks I love watching really bad... Bro, dude, what is that? Multiple people have talked about that. You go on that For You page, and it's so what's going on Twitter? Oh, here's somebody getting stabbed in the neck. What do you think? I mean, I'm going to watch it, but what the F, bro? I'll watch it a couple times, but seriously, stop putting this on my timeline. Kalen King, let's go. What did Kalen do? He got a pick, man. I'm going to call it a pick 6 because I feel like it. Boston College he did in his first season, but after his first, he became emotionally tender runner running the ball. My critique of A.J. Dillon even coming into the league was that he's too much of an upright runner. That was what I said when I watched him before he took his first snaps here. Like, he's a big dude, but he's too upright. You got to get low or you're not going to generate power, and he's never really done it. Hope the team surrounded King after. Oh, I'm sure there is. I just hope there's video of it. Told you about King about 57 minutes. Oh, I'm all in, man. I'm a King guy. I didn't think it would work inside. That was my only thing is I don't think he wins outside because you got Jair, you got Valentine, you got Stokes. It's too high of a hill to climb. Maybe slot, but I just figure he's built more of an outside guy. Shows what I know. Is it like this every year? We're blowing training camp out of proportion, or we just have more defensive playmakers this year? And it's tough to say. I mean, Clifford's obviously throwing some ducks out there that are causing this, but I mean, I've said it several times. Bad passes don't automatically mean interceptions. So they have to have their eyes on the ball. They have to go down and they have to actually get it. So I think it's a little of both. Beating Christian Gonzalez. Don't hate to see it. Jalen Polk smokes somebody. Wicks with a beautiful slant for Stokes, and Love hits him in stride for a nice pickup, probably around 15 to 18. Every pass, by the way, is like a minimum of 15 yards. Love escapes pressure, rolls right, hits Dobbs, but it's out of bounds. Jair with illegal contact. Isn't this... Oh, that's 32 beat writers. I was going to say this is from a long time ago. People retweeting stuff. Yeah, that's right. Send it out to the world. That's what Jordan Love does. Hope the Bears fans are watching that. Where are the Bears? Oh, the Bears have off today. I was going to say, where's all their updates about how much they suck? Almost like his draft stock was a steal. Yeah, he did fall quite a bit. He wasn't really on my radar prior to. I wasn't that deep into it, but that was absolutely what I heard, is how the heck did he fall to the 7th? I mean, we've heard that about several guys. They generally don't pan out. Who are some of the other guys that were... I mean, Rasheed Walker was a steal, and he's been fantastic. So sometimes it does, but there have been a lot of guys over the years. Just doesn't mean anything. Hafley and DA were DB coaches, right? Yes, speaks volumes to back-end play. I'm beyond excited. Like I've said, we've got so many overqualified guys. We got a defensive coordinator that you could argue is head coach material. I mean, he just was a head coach. We've got a DB coach that's a defensive coordinator. We've got an assistant DB or an assistant defensive line coach that I think was co-defensive coordinator under Hafley. He's not even the defensive line coach. He's under the defensive line coach. I mean, everybody that came in is overqualified. But yeah, heavy emphasis on the DBs, with Ansley and Hafley being cornerback guys or DB guys. Shouldn't let Clifford in the building Tuesday morning. I mean, just demote him. I mean, just put my boy Pratt with the 2s and let's see what happens here. But yeah, this is ugly, man. I didn't really expect it to go like this. All right, here we go. Same scenario for the ones. Down 2, 1st and 10 at their own 30. A minute 5, one timeout. Royce Newman in right guard for the ones for Morgan. Love throws 23 yards. Juggling catch by Wicks. 29 in coverage. Wicks got out 2. Love hits Jacobs in stride, who picks up 5 and gets out. Mosby all over a screen to Jacobs. Screen game continues to be a nightmare. Timeout offense. 3rd and 7 coming up. Ball at the opposing 45. 47 seconds left. No timeouts. Offsides defense makes it 3rd and 2. Love hits Dillon for a first, but it's an illegal formation. Back to 3rd and 7. You frickin' guys. Love complete to Love for 5. 4th and 2. Okie doke. Love throws to Musgrave down the sideline, but Musgrave stopped. Was an ad-lib play. Love had all day. Defense wins. Well, looks like offense might be doing push-ups again. And again, it's a good sign. You don't necessarily want Jordan Love to come back and now the defense sucks. Because then it's like, well, maybe it was just that it was Clifford and, they're just picking on him. Love has looked really good. On-target passes, all that stuff. Defense still winning, though. All right. Mike LaFleur's offense. What do we got? Here we go. So now we're caught up. Joseph misses his next one. Carlson makes it, so now they're both 15 of 17. Carlson good from 53. Dang. I've always said Carlson, if you had to make a bet, Andres is going to kick an extra point and a 50-yarder. I mean, I'm as confident, if not more confident, of that 53-yarder than that freaking extra point, dude. It's been hard to justify a roster spot for Dillard. Well, yeah, that's yes. Really seems like Carlson is shortening his follow-through more consistently this year. Last year, with regularity, he was sailing kicks over the net. This year, he has yet to really do so, and it seems like he's going for less leg but more targeted. There you go. It's great kicking analysis that you never really get. Evan Williams is going to open some eyes. He's a baller. I really think that was his third pick. Again, I haven't been keeping track, but I thought he had a 2-pick day. He's made several plays, but yeah, I think that's number 3 for him. Halfley unlocking all these DBs. I mean, it's been lockdown city. I mean, I think the one tough matchup has been trying to match speed with Watson, but I mean, there's only so many people on the planet that can do that. Clifford just being bad, or is the D that much better? Like I said, I think it's a combination. Gunslinger mentality bites back. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, man. You can get away with some stuff in college. He's just not getting away with anything right now. You got to slow down. Pratt is QB2. I've seen enough. Yeah, same. Clifford was a vet mind last year to bounce plays off of, but Love was coaching Pratt up on the O-line progression and defensive alignment during those. Yeah, and I really think that's the only thing kind of holding it back is Pratt just has a long way to go in understanding everything. And so I think they're kind of just doing that as what. But at the end of the day, Pratt can go out there and execute the offense better, even if he doesn't know what the heck is going on. I think he'd end up being better. Twitter probably thinks I love car wrecks because of all the Clifford highlights I keep getting posted. Too old for this, man. You are sharp, I'll tell you that. Dylan was BC's offense, but yes, needs to lower the pads. Sermon should fix that by now. Yeah, well, that's my thought. Like, if you can't get him to just lower his pads, I feel like that's a major thing with him. That's why I asked the Nixon question, because of King. Yeah, I mean, that's the only one kind of nipping at his heels, in my opinion. I still think it's really unlikely that he steals the job to have a rookie 7th-round pick take over for a multi-year veteran. But we'll see. And Nixon's having a good enough camp that, you know, it's one of those his to lose thing. It's not enough for Kalen King to be good. I think Nixon has to really show that he's quite bad. And I don't think that he's done that. So as long as he can continue to play, I think he's going to end up being that dude, which is always disappointing because we see these guys in camp. We get excited about them. We want them to be a thing. We think that they're marginally better than this guy, so they should be out there, but they don't end up actually taking the job. So that's my guess of how this is going to go. But keep an eye on it, and we'll just go from there. Got to fix that screen game. I feel like, how many years has that been an issue? It's just I don't know why we can't get that down. It's a timing thing, but I don't know. It's rough. Taking the 50. Oh, yeah, 100%. When it comes to Anders, man, he is just clutch from 50, and those extra points, I don't know. What do we got? Anything else? We got some more coming in here. Nice work by Pratt. Go figure. Using his cadence to get the defense to tip its hand pre-snap. Vet stuff from the rookie. I told you he's good, dude. Told you. Yes, we know Josh Allen's good. Joseph, good from 51, missed from 53. Carlson, missed from 51, good from 53. There you go. Both 4 from 5 on the day. King breaks up a pass for Wayne. Watch out for King, man. I'm just saying. Kalen King with an interception and a pass breakup today. He's been spending individual reps in the slot, but during teams, seeing some boundary time as well. King and Pratt, both panning out here. Good out ball from Pratt to Wayne on a 3rd and 10. Good for 12. Anticipation on this throw was very impressive. Yeah, because dude's good. I told you that. Listen, I don't know how to scout. I don't know anything about that. I just play around like the rest of us do. I said I would have taken Pratt before some of these guys that went in the first round. I like Pratt a lot. His vision was incredible, right? The anticipation, exactly what was here. That was my biggest thing watching quarterbacks this year, was anticipation. It's getting the ball out quickly, on time, to the right guy. And Pratt was one of the best at that. And I said, but for sure, he's a 2nd-round pick. So, yes, I'm all in on Pratt. Will the new safeties play special teams, stay in their lanes, and tackle? I guess we'll find out. Anders last year reminded me of Blair Walsh. Could make some long ones, but people only remember the misses. Yep. Pratt beat Williams in a bowl game. Well, there you go. Gooch should just load up on his late rounders at this point. Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I remember Ted Thompson was always good with that. I never trusted his first-round picks, but those 4th, 5th-round picks and a couple late rounders, he really was quite good at it. Gutekunst, I mean, just kind of all the way through. I mean, he's hit on 7th-rounders. He's hit on mid-rounders. He's pretty solid on early rounders. He's just a freaking good GM, I think. Pratt beat Caleb, Oladapo, and Williams. Both have sacks on Caleb. We own Caleb, and the season hasn't even started. Who would have thought King, Valentine, and Pratt would drop that low? Yeah, no kidding, right? They all paid off, too. AJJ is the other one that supposedly dropped. A lot of people thought he could start immediately. We'll see if he makes a jump. I think he's had a decent enough camp, but he's another one a lot of people liked. Nothing like a guy called Quadzilla pounding the rock for 2 yards a carry on a regular basis. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, I think. It's more aesthetic with him than anything else. Tua says he's heard from several birdies in the building that head coach Mike McDaniel went to bat for him with owner Stephen Ross to get his contract extension finalized. Fair enough. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, he's really been a pretty solid quarterback for 2 years on a team that's got Super Bowl aspirations and Super Bowl ability. What's the question? Dude breaks like hellfire on passes thrown his way, and that was his whole thing in college, I remember. It's just he's built for this scheme. He really is. He's a man-to-man, eyes on the quarterback, downhill, attacking type of corner. And that was what I loved about him. He's one of those guys that you'd watch him in college if you had like a Joe Barry defense and you really appreciate him, but it's like he's not going to fit in this scheme. But now that we have that aggressive style, I mean, he just fits. Tua's contract needs to be higher than I am, and that's pretty high. Mike McDaniel, probably. I swear, remember that thing Jordan Rodriguez did where all the Shanahan coaches or whatever, they were talking about how McDaniel like gave up his substance issues or whatever, he stopped drinking. And you're listening to him talk, and it's like, bro, you are blitzed out of your mind right now. There's no way you're sober. When I listened to him doing those interviews, like either that or because he's a coach, he's living on like caffeine and 2 hours of sleep and he's just slurring his words. But that dude is, I'm sorry, maybe he stopped drinking and turned to something else, but that dude is messed up. 2-minute drill for the threes. Pratt checked down to Emmanuel Wilson, dropped. Damn you, Wilson. Pratt, beautiful throw to Wayne along the sideline, out of bounds, first down. Pratt incomplete to Wilson over the middle. For some reason, they are doing the play over, though. Yeah, that's what I thought. Near insane pick from Kalen King, but it falls incomplete. Pratt incomplete to Stanley on a slant, probably Stanley's fault. Pratt with a beautiful throw between two defenders to Wayne for a first down, out of bounds, diving catch from Wayne. Pratt complete to Starkey for 7 on a slant, timeout. Pratt throws for a would-be first down, but it's dropped, you bastard. Kalen King would have been right there for the stop. Pratt with a touch throw to Howard for a first down, out of bounds. Pratt hands inside for a couple. Pratt almost doesn't get the snap from the center in time for the spike. Pratt spikes with 1 second left. A beautiful drive from Pratt to set up the game-winning field goal. It's my dog, man. This is for my dog. Joseph and Carlson, yeah, we saw all that. Pratt gets the job done. Both the vet kickers go 5 of 6. Practice number 6 in the books. We did it, guys. Push-ups for the offense again. J-Love doing his first push-ups. That's how she goes, man. Well, I think that's about it for me. We've been doing a little over 2 hours on the stream. If you guys wouldn't mind, before you head out of here, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe. If you're not following me on Twitter, please follow me. Hit the little notifications things and all that stuff. If you're on Facebook, please subscribe, follow, whatever it is on there. And we'll do it again. We'll do it again soon. I'll see you all on the flippity flip. You have a good day.